This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing on this lovely week, this premiere week?
Tom, I'm sick as a dog. I'm a real sicko.
Yeah.
I'm
I've been saying that for years.
Michael Moore presents Sicko.
Yeah, I never saw that movie.
Me neither.
I kind of understand that our healthcare in this country is horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need more things to be mad at. I'm already mad at everything.
I mean,
all the time.
We find a way to be mad at everything.
Yeah.
From healthcare to
underwear.
Yes. Tom, you mentioned it's premiere week. Are you very excited?
Tim, I'm very excited. Let me set the scene here. I've not seen the movie that is mentioned in the title of this episode, Justice League. I've not seen it yet, but
The League of Justice.
In a nary 27 hours, 26 hours, I'll be seated. Probably be watching the previews first. They'll probably have a few previews for the next movie.
Before a movie.
I mean, I might
theater.
be watching like a Coca-Cola commercial right now, but I'll be...
You might be...
within the next 26 and a half hours, I'll be watching the movie Justice League. So there will be no spoilers in this because I can't spoil anything I haven't seen.
Tom, do you think it's a bad idea that we're recording this before either of us has seen the movie, yet it comes out after, or like a few days after the movie has come out? So everybody here, everybody listening, if they care about the movie, has seen the movie.
Right.
Now here we are to speculate.
But then next week they can tune in for Justice League Part 2 to hear my thoughts.
I didn't sign up for that, Tom. Tom, are you excited for the Justice League movie 2017? Has there been a Justice League movie in the past?
No, there's never been a There have been animated movies.
Wait, hold on. Can I ask one thing before we get started today? We're
jumping
jumping right.
We've been started.
This is a classic Tom topic.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Tompic.
ask. Yeah, that's what I said.
Tompic.
Oh, I see. Pick of Tom.
Yeah, as opposed to a Timpic.
Yeah. I will ask you this and I'm sure you will not abide by this. Don't condescend to me, Tom. Just because I don't know or really care about the Justice League.
I'll try
Just
very hard.
Just because I don't like the things that you like, don't make it seem like everybody in the world knows and cares about the Justice League.
Well, also, don't judge me for knowing so much.
Tom, I'm very supportive of you.
You're not supportive, Tim. You point out that I have that big encyclopedia with all the DC characters, and you're like, oh, look at this.
I just think it's weird that you have a big book like that when you never learned to read.
Well, yeah. Most of your condensation...
Yeah, condescension, I would say. Tom, care to also, you know what, jumping into the topic like this, we don't get things out of the way. Don't condescend to me. Mm-hmm. Number 2, you're very drunk for some reason this week.
I've only had 2 drinks, but
you're excited about Premiere Week, I think. Yeah.
So I'm excited about Premiere Week. I'm hyped up. I tried to tell myself not to get hyped about this movie, but Tim, gotta be honest with you, I'm hyped.
Tom. So this is part of the DC MCU?
No. MCU
the DC Marvel Cinematic Universe?
No. The DC EU Extended Universe, but they don't like that. They don't like to... They don't... According to Warner Brothers, they
Yakko, Wacko, and the Warner sister Dot.
Yeah, according to the 3 of them, they're not
to be trusted, Tom.
They're
telling maniacs, Tom.
Animaniacs. There's not a official designation for the DC EU.
Okay.
So there you have it.
Okay.
But the DC Cinematic Universe.
Right. So let's go over the other movies in the DC Cinematic Universe. Number 1
Extended Universe is kind of the CW stuff.
Yeah, okay. Didn't ask that. Number 1, we got The Man of Steel.
The Man of Steel. The kick started it all.
Yes. Oh, that was a Kickstarter product.
It was a Kickstarter project where they were like, hey, we want to make a Superman movie, but we're not sure there's a popular enough, well-known enough character.
And that raised $650 million?
Yeah. And they were like, all right, I guess we'll make it.
Yeah. Did you like that movie?
I really like the trailers for it. It's very slow.
It was not well reviewed.
It was like okay reviewed. I'll tell you this much. I did not see that movie in the movie theaters.
Wow.
I was that like disinterested in it by the time it came out. That I was like, oh, I don't think this is I don't think the people that make this like Superman for the same reasons I like Superman.
It seemed to I always liked Superman the animated series.
Yeah.
And he was like happy and fun.
Yeah.
And then he didn't look he looked sad and mean.
He
and
was
not fun.
Sad and mean. One of the more interesting things. I'm actually kind of interested in how these movies age because I've seen people kind of take the idea, and yeah, I don't want to get too political here, but that like, oh, when Superman, 30 Superman, like Midwest farm boy, like, yeah, he's positive, yay, okay, everything's great. And there are people that say Man of Steel is kind of the idea of like, if a baby from Krypton landed in the Midwest now, they would be raised to be like, hey, look out for yourself. Screw everybody else. Like, you're number one. Look out for yourself.
Seems to me what we got here is a goddamn communist. Get the hell off my podcast.
Oh, I'm a communist. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, now you're thinking of when Superman. You're thinking of Red Sun Superman when he landed in the Soviet Union by accident. Not by accident. I mean, Krypton.
It's by fate.
Krypton. They just shot that rocket off. They didn't know, what time.
He's lucky. If you're thinking about it, Jor-El, is that his dad's name?
Yeah, Jor-El.
And Jor-El is lucky that he even landed on a planet with people, or
well, he's lucky he didn't just land in the middle of the ocean.
Or like
odds
in
are
the
he would
sun.
just land in
what
the...
if he just shot right into the sun?
Well,
and
he'd
it's like,
be very
good job,
powerful.
Jor-El. You just blasted your child into the sun and
well,
burned
no,
him up.
I think
You'd be like, what have I done?
I think he didn't just aim in a general direction. Like he sent the rocket off to go to Earth.
Oh, they knew it was going to Earth?
Yeah, but like they didn't know anything about Earth. Although in the Man of Steel movie, they kind of did. Krypton did, because they had already sent a scout ship that was like thousands of years old.
Much like Melmac did with on Alf.
Melmac had sent a scout ship
I think so.
before Alf got there?
Yeah, I think so.
How did that tie into the plot?
I didn't.
Okay. Because in Man of Steel, it ties in where like Kal-El doesn't really know anything about what's been going, like who he is. But then a separate expedition finds the spaceship, a Kryptonian spaceship buried under the ice. And he's like, well, I'm Kryptonian. That's Kryptonian. I should go check that out. And that's where he finds like his suit and whatnot. Actually, it's very, I didn't really think about this. It doesn't make any, it makes a little sense. Not a ton of sense.
And then the next film in the movie universe, the DC cinematic universe, is Batman v Superman?
Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Starring Ben Affleck, Bella Fleck, and the other man. Who's
Superman.
The boy? Yeah. Henry Cavill.
Yes. Henry Cavill.
Yeah. Who plays Superman / Clark Kent.
Well, thanks for giving away the whole movie, Tim.
It's in the trailer. Did you like that movie, Tom?
No.
Okay. And then the movie The Suicide Squad.
It was just Suicide Squad, not The Suicide Squad.
They didn't make it regal like the Wolverine.
They didn't make it regal like the Wolverine.
I love that. That's my favorite thing about comic book movies, where they're like, no, this one's serious. Put the. Like when they're talking about this new Batman movie that's probably never going to come out now. They're like, it will be called The Batman.
Yeah.
Because it is a serious movie.
Right.
It's dark, man. It's dark and not twisted, just dark.
And not like The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises. It's darker.
Yeah.
It's the Batman.
The Batman. Did you like the Suicide Squad movie?
No, I didn't like that movie either. But mostly because when I saw it, I saw it in 4DX. And it was raining inside the movie theater for 75% of that movie, and it ruined.
You got scared, like the people who ran away from the train in the in olden times.
Exactly. No, because it ruined my popcorn.
This thunderstorm's gonna rain all over us. We gotta get out of here.
No, because the 4DX, which I've talked about on this show, it rains. They have rain effects. They have everything. It's like
why do you go to that?
To get immersed, Tim.
Yeah, but then you get angry when your popcorn gets wet.
Well, I like my popcorn like a little bit wet, but this was like my popcorn was soaked by the time.
It's nice to have some pre-wet popcorn. That's the thing. The butter, I don't like all the cholesterol, Tom.
But
I like
wet.
that it makes it a little more wet.
Yeah, normally you bring your own water to the movie theater.
Yeah, just to spritz. But now they've been confiscating my spray bottles full of water to spritz the popcorn.
My biggest thing was like once it started raining on my popcorn, I was like, where is this water coming from? Because I don't trust this movie theater and not be like, we can just pipe the gray water through. It's fine.
Yeah, no, that's
like
not potable water that you're...
The water people wash their hands with in the bathroom. Hey, that doesn't have to go straight down the drain. Let's dump it over an audience first.
Yeah.
So I didn't eat. This popcorn I was real excited about eating. I don't frequently get snacks at the movie theater, but I had indulged myself, and then I didn't want to eat the rest of it because it was wet with questionable water.
All right. So your review of Suicide Squad was your
Too
popcorn
wet.
got wet. Yes. And then the Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
A wonderful woman named Gal. Gets off an island.
Yeah, we were all waiting for Gadot, but it was Gal Gadot, the Wonder Woman.
Humanity.
What? Yes, humanity.
That's who was waiting?
Yes.
Thank God she came right in the nick of time.
She came just in time.
And you did like that movie.
During World War I, just in time. I love that movie. Wonder Woman is a great movie.
It looks like the colors in all these movies make it look all boring. Any truth to that rumor?
That's the weird thing about it because they definitely were like, all right, Patty Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman, like, we'll let you make whatever.
And you and the rest of men, Tom. Or the comic book men.
Yes.
Stop
Thank
pretending.
you for lumping me in with the comic book men.
Yeah. Stop pretending like, oh yeah, I knew who Patty Jenkins was before the Wonder Woman.
No, I knew her because she bailed on Thor: The Dark World, the second Thor movie.
Oh, so you probably hated her.
No. I
sent her mean
how dare
Twitter
you
messages.
Disparage Thor. No, I thought that was interesting because that was like kind of the first time maybe somebody else, maybe it happened before this, but that was before Edgar Wright left Ant-Man. This was like the first time somebody really left a Marvel movie and people were like, what? Well, like, why would you leave a Marvel movie? They all do gangbusters. But she apparently left over creative differences. And that movie was okay. Like, it wasn't bad. They got like, I think like people that directed Game of Thrones to direct
what
Thor:
movie?
The Dark World. Thor 2.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, Patty Jenkins, they kind of let her do whatever they want. I think they were like, all we need to do is like when you hand in the final movie, we got to run this filter over it that makes it look like all the other movies.
You know, boring.
As long as we desaturate everything and make everything look brownish and depressing, then
like gray blue.
Yeah, then it's fine. But despite that, it was still a very good movie, a very fun movie. That's the thing. Like, it's not, it shouldn't win an Oscar, but it was a ton of fun.
Oh, I think it should win an Oscar, Tom.
All right. Well, then when you get your screeners, write it in. You don't have to write it in. I think they're pushing to try and get it.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah, that's why they're sending you screeners.
Yeah, me, the most influential man in Hollywood.
Well, nowadays, now that they got rid of all the creeps, now they're just down to low-level creeps like you.
Tom, don't.
A low-level creep.
I'm not a creep.
Not to women, but like other ways you're a creep.
To men?
No, just like in like the.
Because I don't like superhero movies. I'm branded a creep.
No, I'm trying to think of ways you're a creep.
I don't think you got me on any of this.
I don't know. You
I wear glasses.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. You got glasses and a hoodie on, and a beard. Low-level creep. Creep by association.
Because I know you.
Well, that's not fair.
Tom.
Yeah.
Can we take a step back?
Sure.
All right. You're excited for the premiere. It's premiere week.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't like any of the other movies that led up to this movie directly.
No, I liked Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman has, aside from the fact that it has the character Wonder Woman, almost no ties to the other movie.
Right.
I mean, it takes place during World War I, so it takes place way beforehand.
Right. Can we just go over the Justice League real quick?
Yes, I'd love to.
It's been around since the year 1960. I understand.
Sounds about right.
It was they first made their appearance in a comic book titled The Brave and the Bold.
Wow, Tim, and here you are saying you don't know anything about comics.
I've done my research.
Oh, I thought you were just popping this off the top of your head.
No. I've done research. I'm trying to be like I'm interviewing you, an expert on this.
Okay.
So, Tom, the original 7 members.
Yes.
Include a lot of names that that we're very familiar with. Superman, Batman, the aforementioned Wonder Woman. People also might know the Flash. He's very fast at running.
Yeah. The fastest man alive.
Who talks to fish.
Yes.
And has a trident.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about the gum. Green.
Well, then you would have said he has some trident.
Yeah, or a stick of trident.
Right.
Somebody once said to me, "Can I have a slice of gum?" when they saw me chewing gum.
Tim, I've heard you say this so many times for like, I don't know, over a decade. You're fixated on
Yeah, it's a very formative experience for me. I like it. I like the way that rolls off the tongue. Right? Yeah, let me get a slice of gum. I like it. The Green Lantern, who famously portrayed by Ryan Reynolds, your brother in the movies. But a lot of people would be surprised that a man named Martian Manhunter is one of the original...
He's not a man at all.
Now, Tom, tell me about Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter is awesome.
Thank you.
What else would you like to know? Martian Manhunter is a green Martian.
He sounds like a bad man. And why is he in the Justice League if he's a bad man?
He's not a bad man. He's a green Martian. He's from Mars. And on Mars...
Two strikes against him in my book.
Oh, so you like the white Martians, because that's the enemy of the green Martians.
I don't like any of the Martians.
They committed genocide on the green Martians. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah. That's why he came to Earth, because he was like, screw this.
Oh.
Mars stinks. They genocided my whole race. So he came to Earth. His name is Jean Jones.
John Jones?
No, Jean Jones.
How do you spell that?
J'_ON and J', I think ONEZ.
Ooh.
Yeah.
John Jones.
But listen, when he's being a human, John Jones is fine. He's a detective and a lot of he's a
now, what makes him a manhunter, though?
He hunts men. That
makes him bad. I'm a man, Tom.
Yeah, but think about like Dog, the bounty hunter. Well, he hunts bounties.
Yeah. And he's a dog.
Yeah, he's not a dog. I know you're very confused by this.
Oh, man. I bet there's a bunch of kids that really want to watch that show because they think it's about a dog.
If that show were around when we were kids, they would have made a cartoon version with a dog.
Yeah, it would have been on ABC
100%.
Saturday mornings right between Hammerman and Wish Kid starring Macaulay Culkin.
Exactly. I remember Punky Brewster, the cartoon, had like what was it? Some kind of like a magical
animal or something.
Yeah. And I
was furious.
Oh, really? That was the one I think I knew first. And then I would like watch the live action one. I'd be like, "Where's that magical being that's
there's
like
just
your
some
best
old man
friend?"
named Henry instead.
Yeah, I was like, "Is that him? Is that like were there budget constraints? They couldn't have this."
The actor they got to portray this magical, fluffy little time traveling creature is just some
old
68-year-old man who's a curmudgeon.
He's always mad. Oh, Punky. So anyway,
I did think it was kind of cool that he was in the Police Academy movies too, though.
And that's all canon.
Point one, Henry Wanamaker.
That'd be amazing if they all existed in the same cinematic universe. If that was Commandant Lassard's home life. Then he had this adopted daughter.
I think he would have been a lot less patient with Punky.
No, he was dim-witted. That was his thing.
Yeah, but he always had to deal with number one, Mahoney's antics.
He was kind of charmed by Mahoney's antics.
But who's the guy under him? The move it
Yeah.
guy.
Oh,
that guy was
God,
a thorn in Commandant Lassard's side.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Why? I've never been so disappointed in myself that I can't remember his name. Lieutenant Lassard?
No. So anyway,
Commandant Lassard.
So anyway, that's Martian Manhunter.
So here's actually Martian Manhunter. Like he's a member of the Justice League to me. Cyborg, even though I think he joined the Justice League before I was born, he still feels like a recent addition.
Before I was born.
Yeah, in the comics.
So we have Atom, who's a different guy. ATOM.
Yeah, he wasn't in the original Justice League.
No.
Oh,
The ones I mentioned: Superman, Aquaman, Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
And
now in the movie,
yes,
who's in the Justice? Oh, you should say something.
It's I should say okay.
No, you said we should say.
I think I was going to the same place you are. In the movie, it is Batman.
Hey, isn't it great how we take different routes and we always wind up in the same place?
Yeah.
The tale of two best friends is what I say.
Batman, Cyborg, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. But, it's an open secret that somehow Superman's coming back to life.
I don't know. I
in this
didn't
movie.
see him on the poster, Tom. So it's everybody except wait, who is it?
But then no Green Lantern.
No Green Lantern, no Martian Manhunter,
and Cyborg instead of Martian Manhunter.
Okay. Cyborg is an actual cyborg?
Yes. Half man, half machine. So there are rumors that they've already announced that they're going to do another Green Lantern movie that
starring
exists.
Ryan Reynolds?
Not starring Ryan Reynolds, starring a new man, presumably.
A brand new man?
A brand new man.
That was a joke for people that go to my barbershop.
What was the joke?
Because whenever the barber at my
he
barbershop,
says a brand new man.
when he finishes, he whisks away the cape. What do they put on you? The apron or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, brand new man.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Well,
So everybody's watching because they're waiting for a haircut from this guy.
uh-huh.
And recently, he's gotten this second guy in there.
Yeah.
He's like this young guy.
Young buck.
Yeah. And he'll like, he says it because he has to, but he'll be like, brand new man. It's like, come on. This is why I wanted to wait for the old man.
Then that's your place to go.
I'll wait for the old
man.
man.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Turn me back around, put the apron back on, put the cape back on, and try again.
This barber was, one time he's like, are you into cars?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, no. Like, what do you mean? Like
No.
driving cars? And he's like, yeah. Like,
You know what he means? Like, are you into cars?
And I was like, no. And then he talked about cars the entire time, and
What?
not the movie.
Hot rods, muscle cars?
Yeah, he was just talking about like what cars are good for racing
Yeah.
and like souping up and stuff.
Well,
I was like, great.
and?
Why did you ask me if I liked them?
Well, were you paying attention? You want to relay?
He said the Honda Civic. You wouldn't
That's
think
a good
the
car to
coupe. Yeah.
soup up.
Yeah.
I would think that, but like that's what you see on the road. Modern cars.
Yeah, I mean, but like a Toyota Corolla, not.
Yeah.
I asked them about that specifically.
Because you used to have one.
I do, Tom. I currently have.
Oh,
a Toyota.
you haven't? Yeah.
I'm on my second Toyota Corolla. This one's a 2004.
Right.
My previous was a 2000.
So you floated that past a guy like, let me ask you a question since we're both car guys. You think I could soup up this 2004 Toyota Corolla?
Well, no, I was happy because I had a two-door Honda Civic. And I was like, oh, man, I drove that. And he's like, you can soup that up. I was like, I don't have that anymore.
Well, yeah, you can't soup it up after the fact.
Yeah. This guy wasn't really listening to most of the things that I was saying.
Right.
It was like half engaging. He'd ask me a question, he'd let me respond, and then he'd just go off, not based on my response.
Well, I mean, it sounds like your responses weren't relevant to the conversation he was trying to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's relevant if you ask somebody, if you want to talk about cars, and you say, are you into cars? And somebody says no. That's relevant to the conversation about cars,
right?
In that, like,
and should direct
it should
the conversation.
End the conversation about cars. I just think it's a missed opportunity because there's probably some stuff that we do have in common. Mm-hmm. And now here I am kvetching about this.
Yeah.
On a podcast, no less.
Why did you say Brand New Man?
Because that's who's going to be playing the new Green Lantern.
The new Green Lantern, yeah. So there's like speculation, not even rumors, but just speculation that there might be like a Green Lantern cameo in this movie, in Justice League.
So they got Ryan Reynolds on board, I see.
No, I mean the people.
Will Deadpool be in this movie?
People want Armie Hammer.
Mm.
To be
never realized what a ridiculous name Armie Hammer is.
Yeah, it sounds like Arm and Hammer.
No, it's like two tough things. It's the army and it's hammers.
Yeah. I mean, it's really the toughest name you could think of.
Yeah.
What's tougher than a hammer designated for the army?
Yeah. I mean, like guns.
Right.
Designated for the army.
Yeah. No, but think about, how good a hammer has to be.
Yeah, think about Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
To bring this back to the Justice League.
Tim, you son of a bitch. Mjolnir has nothing to do with the Justice League.
All right. So the Green Lantern might make an appearance.
He might make an appearance. We don't know.
And everybody who listens to this episode who cares at all will know.
Yeah, if he did or didn't. Or she. It could be Jessica Cruz, I think is the current Lady Green Lantern.
Martian Manhunter, we don't think will be making an appearance.
No, but he is.
Does he wear a trench coat when he's on the job?
When he's on the job as a detective, yeah.
John Jones.
Yeah. When he's on the job as Martian Manhunter, he wears this really cool Manhunter outfit.
What's a Manhunter outfit, though?
It's kind of like a big red cross going down the middle. They're kind of like suspenders. I think they just hold his pants up.
Some kind of... Does he look like a priest or like a bishop or something? That's what I'm imagining. He
kind of looks like,
because you also made a thing like with your hands that like came out
sometimes
of your
he's got
shoulders.
a collar. He kind of looks like a priestly Superman. Like he's still got a cape. He's on Supergirl. So if you need your Manhunter fix, check out Supergirl Monday nights on the CW.
Okay. Tom, let me ask you this. What's the difference between the Justice League and the Super Friends?
The Super Friends was a cartoon in the 70s.
Yeah. All right. You're like, it was a cartoon. That's what. Justice League's been a cartoon.
Yeah, it's currently a cartoon.
Yeah. Justice League Go or something, right?
Justice League Action.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Teen Titans Go.
I'm thinking of Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go to the polls.
Exactly. Tom, Pokemon go to hell. That's what I say to you.
Well, that's rude. Under what circumstances are you saying that?
And when you die.
Okay. Tim, I feel like are you planning to see this movie?
Oh, no. I'm not.
Wow.
Was that not clear?
I feel like
half hour?
You're not familiar with some of these other characters.
Hold on.
Okay.
And let me be clear. Tom, can we welcome the former president just to to say something for me?
Well, he's been sitting here this whole time.
I know.
And it's rude not to.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. President. John, can you enable his mic real quick? All right.
All right. What do you want him to do?
Let me just...
Let me be clear.
Thank you, Mr. President. John, turn off his microphone. He's been chewing all manner of food right into the mic.
Please don't turn...
Yeah, sorry.
Wow,
Take your
very
almonds.
rude.
They're almonds. You know that initial crack when you.
He's a healthy guy. He likes
I
his
know
protein.
he's a healthy guy. It's
a
rude for us
healthy snack, though.
to be talking about him right here, but he makes a good point. Let me be clear. That
he does make a good point.
this is not. I don't. This movie's just not for me. That's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's probably
What are you,
bad movie.
Communist?
What
do you mean it's not for you? It's for everyone.
No, it's look, it's fine. Look, me being like I'm not gonna see this movie isn't an invitation to at me on Twitter and say a bunch of awful
Everything
things.
is.
Yeah. Look, it's not my kind of movie. I like smarter things, better things,
Jeez.
cooler things. No, just kidding. Tom, go
on. I feel like you don't actually know who a lot of these characters are.
I don't. I know Superman,
Yeah.
the Man of Steel.
Well, he's not in this movie, Tim. He's dead. Unfortunately, he died, and they cannot bring him back into any of these movies.
Wow, that seems like a short-sighted move.
Yeah, I bet when they...
He was the main guy, from what I understand, from my research on the Justice League.
Yeah.
Superman was like the main guy.
He's the first superhero, and he's, DC's... Yeah, he's Superman. You would think, they probably didn't realize they killed him in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, Batman killed him.
Batman didn't kill him.
Well, he was against Superman.
I
And
mean,
then
he
Superman
was kind
dies
of
at the end.
responsible for it. Like, if Batman hadn't pulled so much shit, Superman would have been fine.
Yeah, no, I blame Batman.
You'd be fair in blaming Batman.
I know.
Um,
I'm well within my rights, Tom.
but they killed him, and then I guess after they wrapped the movie, they were like, "Great, fellas, let's do another one." And they were like, "Oh, damn it."
We killed the man. Did they kill the actual actor that played him? Or
They
was that like
tried to.
movie magic?
They tried to.
I didn't see the movie. I didn't see how real it looked.
Doomsday put one of his spears right through him, clear through him.
So it probably killed Henry Cavill
Yeah.
if a spear went through him.
I don't know how else they could have done it.
Yeah.
Because you see it go in and you see it come out.
Well, that explains why Superman's not on the poster for the Justice League movie.
Yeah. And I bet they were really kicking themselves when they made the Justice League movie. They're like, oh, it'd be great in this movie is Superman.
He's the main guy.
Yeah. But apparently he's, I guess, like in a casket for some of the scenes. But he has a
A
mustache.
kryptonite casket.
No, that would be disrespectful to put him in a kryptonite. Would they bury you in a plutonium casket?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
everybody
they
leave me
follow my
alone.
will.
But he had a mustache when they had to do these reshoots, and they apparently had to CGI out his mustache in the movie.
Cool.
And I read one or two remarks where people are like, yeah, everybody joked about like how they had to CGI out his mustache. They're like, when you watch the movie, it looks horrible. Like he has uncanny valley face. Like it looks really bad.
What was he filming that he had a mustache?
Mission Impossible 6.
MI6.
Yes.
MI:6.
Yeah.
No,
MI5, you're thinking.
M:6.
Yes. Space 6.
Yeah. Roman numeral VI.
So when they were doing reshoots, like they were able to get Ezra Miller, who's playing the Flash. He was in the middle of doing the new Harry Potter, Wild Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Mm-hmm. Exquisite Beasts and How to Kiss Them.
No, that's a different thing, I think. So that's Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers like, oh yeah, we'll coordinate, we'll figure this out so we can make Ezra Miller available. But Tom Cruise apparently was like, nah. we got Henry Cavill, and he can't shave his mustache off.
It seems like it's easier to wear a fake mustache that would be believable than use computers to take off a mustache.
According to the director of Mission Impossible 6, who I don't know who it is, he said, when you see Mission Impossible 6, you'll know there's no way in hell we could have glued a mustache to his face that would have stayed on. So I guess he's like in a wind tunnel the whole movie or something.
Oh, maybe he's in
maybe that's the impossible mission they have to solve is get Henry Cavill's character to have a wind tunnel.
I mean, that does seem like a difficult mission.
I mean, you laugh, but like, what if he was in that wind tunnel for like a week already? Like, he could like barely breathe, and he's just like,
a wind tunnel seems like a lot of fun. Until you're
in there
like,
for days at a time.
Yeah.
Days on end. It's gonna cause some problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At first, it's all wee fun and games.
Yeah. Hey, look at me.
Yeah.
My clothes are billowing.
I love billowy clothes.
Yeah. Well, you're no different than Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
So yeah, Henry Cavill and Batman. You know Wonder Woman. Although you haven't seen the Wonder Woman movie.
I have.
But you get the gist. She's from Themyscira. We've talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like half god or all god, but that's where she gets her powers from. God.
Me too.
Not the god.
That's something that I have in common with Wonder Woman.
Gods.
Yeah.
That's where she gets her powers from. So she's like kind of magic-y.
Yeah. She's a goddess.
Yeah.
She's a wonderful woman.
She is a wonderful woman.
She plays Princess Diana.
Yeah. No. She's not Princess Diana.
It says it right here on the IMDb, Princess Diana.
No, Diana Prince. That's her name. She's not playing Princess Diana.
It's confusing.
I
feel like
I
they're
understand.
intentionally being confusing with this.
Yeah, no, Diana Prince, not Princess Di.
That would be a twist, right?
It'd be very
Turns out
hard.
who is Wonder Woman all along? Princess Di.
Yeah,
Princess of Wales. Is that her name? Diana of Wales?
maybe. Yeah, I don't think.
I'm playing a game of how to alienate half of our audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Do you know how the Flash got his powers and what his deal is?
He is a very fast man.
Yeah, Tim, if you're going to say that he kissed somebody and that's how he got his powers.
Why would I say
I don't
that?
even want to hear.
This isn't Exquisite Beasts. This is the Flash. It's had something to do with electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harnessed electricity because he's an inventor.
No, he's not an inventor. He is a forensic scientist.
Yeah. What do you think
That's
a scientist
not
is? An inventor.
He was hit by lightning while at the same time doused with chemicals.
What chemicals?
Probably like bromine. Maybe some like chloroform.
And now this is Barry Allen.
Barry Allen, the Flash.
Played by Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller.
I don't trust a man named Ezra.
Oh, you think you're better than Ezra?
I wish that exchange. I'll edit that part out.
I saw him on the subway platform one day.
Ezra Miller?
Yeah.
Or the singer for Better Than Ezra?
No, just Ezra Miller. I was like, it was like after he was cast, and I was like, that's the guy who's gonna play the Flash.
How the hell did you recognize this guy?
Keep him all up here in my memory banks.
Yeah, nice.
He was doused with chemicals.
You have a pretty good brain, Tom.
One of the best memories in history. Doused with chemicals, hit by lightning, and now he can tap into the Speed Force, Tim, which allows him to move so fast you wouldn't even believe it.
I believe it. I've seen him. Sometimes it's just a blur going by.
Sometimes he can run so fast that he can go back in time.
That's not true.
It is true.
Bite your tongue, Tom.
And forward in time. But let me tell you, when he does that kind of stuff, it causes all kinds of problems.
Well,
Butterfly effect, my friend.
yes.
He did it once and caused Flashpoint. and it made it so that Bruce Wayne's parents, Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Martha?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tim,
his
you're not
mom's
gonna
name
believe
was
this.
Martha?
Yeah. You know who else's mom's name is Martha?
George Washington? No, that was his wife. I don't know. So anyway, what?
So, when the Flash changed history, instead of Martha and Thomas Wayne getting killed, Bruce Wayne got killed.
Good.
What do you mean good? He was like 8 years old.
Yeah, but you knew what he was going to become.
Well,
some jerk.
But instead, Thomas Wayne became Batman. And,
Good. So you have Batman for less amount of time.
And Martha...
Because it's an
he's
older
older.
man.
And Martha Wayne became the freaking Joker.
Wait.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense.
She got driven mad by her child being murdered in front of her by a mugger, and she became the Joker.
Hmm.
And the Thomas Wayne Batman had no problem using guns, so he had 2 guns, like a cowboy.
You know what the best case scenario would have been? None of them got murdered. Neither the child or the parents. They were just having a night at the opera. And they just went home and, watched an episode of
Well, I think in the movies now it's not.
Cheers on WPIX.
It's a night at the movies. They don't go to the opera anymore.
Okay. They show the opera at the movie theater sometimes. You wouldn't know that. You only go there to see things like the Justice League, the
So
Suicide
you're
Squad.
saying they were doing one of those like live to satellite things?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They were upper crust, Tom. They were.
Do you think you have to be
why were they
upper-
wearing tuxedos to the movie theater then, Tom?
And necklace of pearls.
Yeah. Think about it.
So you think
use your big brain.
You think people go to the live satellite opera stuff at the movie theater from like the Met, but they still dress up like they're going to the opera and not a movie theater?
Yeah, Tom.
That doesn't make any
It's
sense.
called not being a slob. Look into it.
No,
How do
thank
people
you.
dress at the comic book movies? Sweatpants?
You wear a shirt of your favorite superhero that you're seeing on screen that evening.
I like that. That's not bad, actually.
Yeah. I feel like maybe it was Suicide Squad when I went. They had like a merch table of just Suicide Squad merch, and then there were a bunch of people watching the movie wearing the merch they had purchased from the table, which I thought was very strange.
Fair game.
What do you mean fair game?
What? You gonna buy a Suicide Squad hat, and then not wear it?
They were
You gotta
wearing
break
like
that puppy
shirts and
in.
pants.
Pants? They were selling Suicide Squad pants.
They had like the sweatpants with like one leg would say suicide and the other would say squad.
Really?
Sure.
I like the way it said squad.
Yeah, it had a few extra A's in there.
Yeah, nice. Cool pants.
So that's the Flash, Tim.
Hmm.
Do you know about Aquaman?
All right. He lives under the sea.
Sometimes.
He, from what I see from this movie, is a very strong man.
You wouldn't believe it.
He's built. He's ripped.
Yeah.
He's got long hair.
Mm-hmm.
And he's king of the fish.
King of the Sea, King of Atlantis. Arthur Curry is his real name.
Right.
And he is half man, half Aquaman. Well, all
No,
Aquaman.
he's all Aquaman from what I understand from his name.
Half man, half Atlantean.
Why does he need a secret identity?
Because when he's not living under the sea and he goes on land, he doesn't want everybody to know, like, he can talk to fish and stuff.
You'd get like you'd strut around. What does he breathe? Oxygen or the water?
Both. He can do both.
Does he have gills?
No. I think in some interpretations he does, but not in the movie.
Does he have legs like a man?
Yeah.
So he's
He's
not
got
like
everything like a
merman.
man that
Okay.
we know of.
All right.
But he's super strong. He can swim so fast. And he
Yeah,
can
but like the Flash
communicate
doesn't
with
need
fish.
to. The Flash can run so fast that he runs over the water, right?
Yeah, he can.
So yeah, come back when you can run that fast.
But I don't know
Curry.
if the Flash can like swim so fast. What if he's got to get down deep
For what?
to go to Atlantis?
What crimes happen under the water?
All kinds of crimes, Tim. They got Ocean Master down there. They got Black Manta. They're committing all kinds of crimes in Atlantis.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Man, you really had an answer for me.
Yeah.
I was not expecting. Okay.
But it's like a very, like, he's heir to the throne of the king of Atlantis, but he's not the king
Is
yet.
that why he's dating Wonder Woman, the princess?
He's not dating Wonder Woman.
Oh.
He's got Mera. That's his girl.
Mira Sorvino?
Mera, not
Mera.
Mira. Mera.
Billy Crudup's in this movie?
He plays Henry Allen, the Flash's father.
Cool. All right, sorry.
Who's in jail for a crime he didn't commit. The murder of his wife.
Why doesn't the Flash just break him out?
The Flash goes back in time to try and prevent it, and he creates Flashpoint.
No, we saw what happened then. Okay. Keep going.
Cyborg.
He's a half man.
Yes. Half machine.
Half machine.
He's a technophile.
Cool. Is this like steampunk?
He's a little steampunk. He can
now notice my ears perking up.
Yeah, I noticed the steam coming out of your top hat. This has got
the clock on my hat is just the
spinning out of
hands are
control.
spinning so fast.
Yeah, and there's a lot of springs and pistons going off in your whole outfit. Cyborg is basically to Aquaman. As Aquaman is to fish, Cyborg is to computers. He can talk to computers.
So can I.
Not just Siri, Tim. He can do more.
Alexa.
Yeah, he can talk to Alexa. He
Google.
can just like push his fingers into computers and then just be like, hey, now you're going to do whatever I say, baby.
That's what a compute. That's the definition of what a computer can do.
But he doesn't.
For
he
anybody.
doesn't type. He puts his like fingers in the floppy drive and the USB
what
ports.
Floppy drive
For older computers, Tim. Like I said, he's been around for a while.
Okay. What does he do with a MacBook Air now?
Right
Does he
into
need
the
a
USB-C. He needs a dongle, but he can still get in there. But that's the thing. He's got a belt of dongles. He's got all the dongles he'd ever need.
Now that's a utility belt.
Yeah, that's the big line he has in the movie.
No, well, that's Batman's
Batman
line.
says,
but yeah.
"No, that's a utility belt."
Yeah.
And then they, from what I read in early reviews, they leave like a 30-second laugh break,
It's great.
just so that the theater gets all the laughs out before the next scene.
Right. Speaking of Batman.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, do you think he will act like they're pointing a gun at his head from off screen?
It kind of seems like that.
Did they CGI out the red dot from the sniper's rifle?
I mean, like I was saying this to you a little bit before we were recording, but it's hilarious to me watching the promo stuff because like Henry Cavill, they're like he's doing some of the interviews, but not really because they're like, oh, he's dead. He's not really in this movie, but of course he is. But
the main
like
guy.
Gal Gadot has gone from like somebody in Fast and Furious 6 or whatever to like A-list actor overnight because of Wonder Woman, because that movie made $1 billion. So she's psyched. Jason Momoa just wrapped Aquaman. He was in Game of Thrones. So like he had some steam, but now like he's going to become a big star. He's psyched. The guys that play Cyborg and The Flash are both relatively young.
You saw one of them on the platform of a train.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this is like a big movie for the two of them to be in. So they're both super psyched. So when you watch these like group interviews, everyone's excited because they're either like, this is all new to me, or like, this is somewhat new to me and I'm becoming a huge star. And then there's Ben Affleck, who's beyond miserable to be involved in any of this. It's just very funny.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to suck for him, like, not to defend Ben Affleck, but, like, he's just like, man, everybody hates these movies, and I'm, like, signed up to do a bunch of them.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like he uses all these interviews as a way to, like, renegotiate his contract.
Yeah.
Of, like, hey, everybody knows I'm miserable doing this. The crazy thing is, like, this might be it for him. And
He's dying?
No, for Batman.
Oh, Batman's gonna die?
No.
Man, if they could permanently kill one character,
They can't.
Batman. Enough already. It's been done.
But
Val Kilmer did it best. Everybody agrees.
It'd be funny if Ben Affleck stops playing Batman after this, and then it's like, oh, he was in like 3 movies as Batman, and none of them were Batman movies.
Right.
That'd
Well,
be
one of
weird.
them had Batman in the title.
Yeah, but as one of 20 words in that title. I think that would be funny. That would be
Yeah. Well, I mean, he has a legacy to think about. I spend a lot of time thinking about Ben Affleck's legacy, Tom.
Yeah. Where does it begin and end for you?
I don't know.
Voyage of the Mimi, it begins.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen a Ben Affleck movie, to be honest.
You've seen Voyage of the Mimi.
Yeah, but that's a deep cut.
Yeah, well,
He had
that's
to
where
get
he
in a
started.
sleeping bag with an old man.
Naked.
Yeah.
For
Underpants.
warmth. Yeah, wow. More or less naked for warmth.
Yeah.
Well, that was a weird thing they made us watch.
It's a
in school.
survivalist movie.
Yeah, like kind of, but weren't they on like a luxury yacht? It was like a weird
It's like Gilligan's Island, but like not fun.
Yeah. That's what when they made us watch that in school, I was like, just put on Gilligan's Island.
Let me ask you this about Gilligan's Island.
Sure.
When they made that,
I've been waiting all episode.
did grown-ups watch that show?
I
Were
think
there
so.
grown-ups? Was
Grown-ups
that the
are
late
easily
60s,
amused.
early 70s?
Yeah.
Like, were they like, well, time to sit down and watch Gilligan's Island?
Yeah, Tim, they'd already had their 3 martini lunch.
Yeah, that's true. They're
And,
half in the bag at that point.
Gilligan's Antics, went over like a helium balloon for them.
Yeah, the guys are like, that reminds me of the man at my office that I
Yeah.
hit with my hat.
Whenever I'm mad at them.
All right, what other characters are there?
I mean that Steppenwolf's in it, but it seems like it's a pretty generic villain.
Who's Steppenwolf?
He's like Darkseid's uncle, I think.
Who's Darkseid?
Darkseid's like the main bad guy in the DC universe.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it spelled weird? I've seen this spelled.
Yeah, Seid.
Why is that?
It's his name. He
But where did he
doesn't
get the
have
name?
a dark side. It's just Darkseid.
But where did that come from?
I don't know. His parents gave him that name when they
Just a one name.
yeah, Darkseid.
Okay. Shitty parents.
Well, he was born in the hell of Apocalypse, the planet Apocalypse, which is like always on fire. It was a tough
Like
upbringing.
the sun.
Yeah,
Huh.
but further away.
Like a different galaxy's sun.
Yeah.
And what's he doing on Earth?
Yeah, he wants to conquer it, but he sent Steppenwolf there first, his uncle, as like a lackey, because he's like, you don't need me, because they don't think Earth is defended,
Okay.
because they think Superman's dead and there's no Green Lantern. This will be a cakewalk.
Tell me about Rex the Wonder Dog.
He was a part of the Justice League at one point, but I don't really know him. I know about Crypto.
Yeah, that's Superman's dog.
Yeah, it's Superman's dog.
I read a Superman comic, Tom.
And Ace, that's Batman's dog.
Ace?
Ace.
I feel like he would have had like a darker name for his dog.
I mean, it could be Ace the Bat Hound.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's not Bat Dog, it's Bat Hound, which sounds pretty badass.
Does. Well, Batman's really cool. Okay, so Steppenwolf is the bad guy. You got J.K. Simmons
Yeah. Just kidding, Simmons.
as Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, though, like, the scene of him in the trailer is all we see of him in this movie.
Okay. What about Lois Lane?
Amy Adams.
Yes.
Yes. She's in the movie as well. I don't know how much she's in it. She's only in like one scene in the trailer. I have a feeling she's not really in it.
You really break down these trailers, huh?
Yeah.
You love them.
Love them. I like Amy Adams a lot, and she good Lois Lane. They didn't give her enough to do.
Well, I'm sure she'll get a lot to do. All right, so this is a Zack Snyder joint.
Yes.
But he left the project for personal reasons.
Yes.
And then the man from the other thing came.
Josh Whedon.
Josh Whedon came on.
Yes.
You're going to get murdered, Tom. You're the verified guy on Twitter and the comics fan. Josh Whedon comes in, and from what I understand, was just like, hey, let's put a few jokes in.
Yeah.
And then,
he had already been brought in before Zack Snyder had to leave to do some rewrites because, all these movies, big movies now, they schedule in reshoots because they're like, oh.
What are the odds someone's going to grow a mustache?
Right. Well, I think they all schedule in reshoots nowadays.
They should schedule in reshoots, but when they're scheduling, just be like, by the way, you're not allowed to have a mustache.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't get.
You're playing Superman.
Yeah, when they're like, well, he's on Mission Impossible 6, so he couldn't. It's like, yeah, well, who does he play in the freaking 6th installment of Mission Impossible, a new character, compared to Superman in the Justice League?
You want to know who he plays in Mission Impossible 6?
Is it Superman?
No, we don't even know.
Unnamed character.
They don't. They're keeping it under wraps. He might be playing Hitler.
He had too big of a mustache to play Hitler.
Maybe to keep it under wraps, in Mission Impossible 6, they're gonna CGI out just the sides.
Yeah, I mean Henry Cavill's a dead ringer for Adolf Hitler. Otherwise,
I don't know. I think I have face blindness, Tom. I can't tell anybody apart. I was watching a TV show.
Can't tell Superman and Hitler apart.
Yeah, I mean, I have to look at things like thank God Hitler had the mustache,
right? Or else,
otherwise, I'd be like,
you would know him from Adam,
exactly. And then I'd be watching a thing and be like, what am I supposed to hate this guy? And they'd be like, that's Hitler, and I'd be like, oh crap! If
what
only
would
he had
you
a
be watching?
distinguishing
A World War II documentary. Hitler didn't have much of an acting career. I don't know what else you would be paying a little attention.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It just seems like if that were to come up, I'm glad he has the mustache. I'm glad he's got an easily identifiable characteristic like that.
He was big on branding, Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad man.
Very bad man. But,
You know what Flashpoint should have done? Made sure instead of Hitler's parents getting murdered, Hitler got murdered.
Hitler's parents don't get murdered in Flashpoint. Tim, your face blindness is now gone on to just I don't know, confusion. Where now you're confusing Batman and Hitler and Batman's parents and Hitler's parents.
If you like the show, find us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete-guide.
Yes. You can follow us on Twitter @CompleteGuide. You can email us to CompleteGuideEverything@gmail.com.
We got right into the topic today.
Yeah.
So we would have time to do Tim and Tom Solve Your Problems. We didn't have time.
Maybe we'll do a big episode.
Big episode.
Really big episode. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @Tom Reynolds.
Follow me on this at Your Pal Tim.
If you want to support the show, support our sponsors. Also, check out tcgt.com/Amazon for all of your Amazon shopping, especially with the holidays coming up. And tcgt.com/pledge, where you can get our Patreon and a bunch of fun stuff, including weekly mini episodes like the Justice League Minute, if this was not enough Justice League information for you, and Fast Food Friday and all the back episodes.
Yeah.
Tim, let me tell you my prediction of what happens in this Justice League movie.
Tom's prediction.
Superman comes back to life.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think he's going
to... I think we all know that to be true.
He's going to come back at a crucial moment when you think the entire Justice League is dead.
Wait, you think he's not...
They're not dead, but...
But, he's going to be alive by minute 20 of this. How long is this movie? Is this one of those 4-hour movies?
No, hour and 50 minutes.
2
and
hours.
Apparently that came from on high, God himself.
Wow.
No, the Warner Brothers high ups were like, this movie's got to be less than 2 hours, fellas. I'm gonna guess that Superman does not come back until Act 3.
Wow.
There is a scene in the trailer where
I can't believe you're putting yourself out there like
where
this.
Alfred says like, "Oh, you're back. I knew you'd come back." And we don't see who he is an Australian accent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We don't see who he's talking to.
It might be the Bat Hound. The Bat Hound might have run away from home.
Or no, he doesn't say back. He says like he said you'd come.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people speculate is that he's talking to Green Lantern. Because you would think if Batman knows all this shit going on and that Darkseid's coming and Steppenwolf, he'd put out the call to everyone.
Yeah.
And the Green Lantern might currently be off-world.
In space.
Because Green Lanterns are kind of like cops, and they have beats. So, like, Earth's Green Lantern is not just for Earth. He's got, like, the whole, like, he's got a few galaxies he's got to
yeah, he's overworked.
Cover. Yeah, overworked, underpaid.
He's going home, and it's like, Punky, I don't have the patience for this.
Yes.
Tell Cherry to stay out of the goddamn refrigerator. Suffocated there.
But I could also see Green Lantern being one of the after credit sequences. Apparently, there's 2 after credit sequences.
These after credit sequences,
that's when the real movie starts.
Yeah, they're the only reason people go see these movies. And they're like, ooh, this sets up the next movie. And then they don't care about the next movie. They just, look, man, be in the moment. Go see the opera at the movie theater. Wear a fucking tuxedo for once in your life.
Yeah, if you want your kid to get killed in the alleyway.
Maybe you'll get killed.
Don't leave out the alleyway.
Yeah, leave out the front door.
Yeah. Is it that hard? Don't, especially if you're like a real rich people.
Yeah, if you're real rich people, just use the front door.
Use the front door. Nobody's going to question you. That was probably, the Waynes were probably trying to flaunt, like, we can use any door we want. We own this place. Let's go out the dark alleyway. Nobody to blame but themselves. We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.
And use our promo code. You can save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
It's guide. It's always guide.
No, I think it's Guide 30. So listen, go to squarespace.com, check them out. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the offer code GUIDE to save 10% off your first for
$30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com and enter the code GUIDE30.
30 for 30%.
Yeah.
Was that $30?
What?
$30 off, not 30%.
Yeah, Tom, can I ask you to stop jumping in on this ad? You keep saying weird stuff and wrong stuff. $30.